Now before I go anywhere with this video, I want to preface it with a bit of a warning that I may mention some things in this video that may upset you, and I'm going to be using some wording to basically make it so YouTube don't age restrict this video so more and more people can see it. So please don't get upset at me for not using direct terminologies, and yeah, this video, it's not exactly for the faint-hearted. But then again, are any of my videos? Now, Eugenia Cooney is somebody who I and many other people have felt so bad for in the past. I feel like she has genuinely been taken advantage for in the past for YouTube clout, and I feel like certain treatment towards her is genuinely just quite disgusting. Especially with people like Eugenia constantly claiming to care about her. Gregory, you're fooling no one, mate. We all know you can't feel human emotion. But recently things have kind of flipped and Eugenia Cooney has actually come under extreme fire because of a situation involving her and her Discord mods. And if you don't know what Discord is, keep it that way. That application is a bloody mess. But for an actual definition, Discord is basically Skype if Skype was actually usable. And there goes my Microsoft sponsorship. And on Discord you have servers of where you can get your fans involved and people can talk to each other and voice call each other and text and image chat with each other. And usually in these servers, you're gonna have a moderator. And Eugenia Cooney had her own Discord server in which she had moderators who were there to protect people and make sure nothing bad was happening. But in reality, it's recently come out that this was the exact opposite. A recent expose has come out about Eugenia Cooney's Discord where some of her moderators were extremely dangerous people and in fact convicted felons, and I understand this is an extremely sensitive topic, and if you're wondering why I'll possibly make a joke in this video, it's so I can make myself feel more comfortable and you feel more comfortable. I understand that this situation in general is extremely sensitive and not a comfortable situation, but I want to portray this information in a way where I can basically get you guys to sit through this and understand the severity of what is happening in this situation. For more, I guess, in-depth details, I will post links in the description for, you know, actual exposés of what's happening in this Discord.
But now, like there's people online that try to like twist things around and bring up things from like ever ago. I'm still kind of like my side of that. Everything that is being said in those videos is from over 2 years ago. None of it is from anything that's recent. And yeah, you guys can say there's proof.
Now this was a response on a live stream where Eugenia was basically speaking about people complaining that extremely dangerous people towards children were moderating Eugenia's Discord. Now fans of Eugenia tried to reach out to specific moderators in Eugenia's server about dangerous people stalking this person who sent a DM, which I will blur for community guideline reasons. But it turned out the moderator who the person was contacting was also an extremely dangerous person and actually a convicted felon. This person was born in 1969, so they're in their 50s right now, and the crime they committed, the terrible, worst crime they committed, was in 2014. So they would have been in their late 40s, and somehow this guy found him in Eugenia Cooney's Discord. And now this person did eventually reach out to Eugenia herself, because apparently this person was well known in Eugenia's community, but the response from Eugenia, in my opinion, was garbage. Oh, don't worry, I'm so sorry to hear that, and I really hope things get better, sad face. Don't be afraid to report it to the authorities if things get too serious. Too serious. Like it couldn't be any fucking more serious than it is. Too serious. I will continue. You're always so sweet and I wouldn't ever forget you. I love you and hang in there. Personally, I find this quite baffling considering the seriousness of this DM. I feel like it's quite clear what's going on here and it shouldn't be, oh yeah, if things get a bit more serious, contact the police. No, it should be contact the police right now. Right now. If things get too too serious. Pardon my big load of fucking French, but this is more robotic than the fucking Cybermen. I feel like Eugenia has the responsibility to tell this person to immediately go to the police. Now, it's not Eugenia's job to uphold the law, but if you're made aware of a specific situation like this, then you should strongly advise them to go to the police. What is more serious than what this person was saying in this DM? I can't think of many other things. Oh yeah, just wait for him to commit more crimes, and you know, if that does happen, we'll just take it to plan B and go to the police.
Oh, right. There's a plan B, is there? It's just plan A was so brilliantly devised, I wouldn't have thought we'd need a plan B.
I also find it extremely distressing that this person went to advice about somebody who was stalking them in this Discord server, and then that person turned out to also be a terrible person. For somebody who's possibly young and in such a scary situation, this can genuinely be very traumatizing. And I do just have to ask the question of how did this guy get into the role of being a moderator in a genuine big YouTuber's Discord? Now, in fairness, the guy was eventually removed in 2018 as a moderator, but again, the question is, why was he put in place in the first place? Especially with this now apparent dangerous pattern of dangerous people being in Eugenia Cooney's Discord. I don't want to give the benefit of the doubt in this situation, but you know, maybe Eugenia didn't know that this guy was bad, and maybe she just didn't know who her mods were in general. But then again, I have to ask the question of why. I do background checks on all of my Discord mods, and I don't even bloody use Discord at all. But I know my mods' names. I know who they are. I know my editor, Jacket. I know he's not a convicted felon. The only crime Jacket's committed is the amount he charges to edit these bloody videos. I skunked! But the thing is, apparently the other Discord moderators in Eugenia's server tried to cover up the fact that this guy was a moderator, this terrible human being. And this is just making it even worse if this is true. I'm just thinking, why could you not just say, hey guys, we made a massive, terrible, unforgivable mistake, but please, if you know this guy and you've had a bad experience with him, come out about it and contact the police. That's all you needed to do to not rectify this situation, but at least have some morals. But no, you didn't do that. Just tell people in your Discord, especially your young fans, to come out about their experiences if there truly are some, and warn them. Maybe just make your server 18 plus, because it's clear there is extremely dangerous patterns happening in your server. And maybe with the future of your moderators, pick actual friends, not people who you don't know, friends, because you have a responsibility as a curator to make sure your community is safe. Now, as I said earlier, I'm not going to read the messages involved in the exact details. I think these things could easily trigger people watching this, and I did just kind of want to put out a video which isn't, I guess, too triggering and too upsetting for some people, and I wanted just to get a message out there to say certain things that are happening in Eugenia Cooney's Discord, and here are some videos which I highly recommend you go and watch, which truly cover the real extent of what is going on here. As somebody who used to play RuneScape when I was like 12 years old, and speak to people who were like in their mid-20s, and they would say some extremely strange stuff to me, I've only now recently thought about that and thought that wasn't right. And I don't know these people's names, but as a 12-year-old or an 11-year-old, it's not nice to think about, and stuff like this is extremely disturbing to me.
None of it is from anything that's recent. And yeah, you guys can say there's proof. Listen, a lot of this stuff I was not aware of. I would never make somebody a mod that was like a or anything like that. I think being a is horrible and terrible and awful, and that's never something that I would do on purpose in any way at all.
So Eugenia claims in this clip that she didn't know, but I am again confused to how this happens, how you don't do background checks when people are going to work in your server, because they are working for you. Even if they're not getting paid, they are representing you in your community in a server that you have curated. Maybe if it was a fan-made server, it would be different, but Eugenia, this is your server. I have worked with people in the past who don't reveal their face or their name, but I have done background checks on people who I work with. I do a podcast with a great guy who doesn't reveal any personal information, but I know this guy personally, and I got his personal information because I was working with him, and I know he's a great guy. That's all you've got to do. Get their ID, search their name into Google, and boom, it's pretty simple. It's so simple, and I don't get why you just don't do this. You probably don't obviously want evil people in your server, and just like anybody else, but again, you didn't need to put out a 44-minute video of where you kind of do just appear to play the victim. All you needed to do was make a 2-minute response on your YouTube channel or your Twitter account and just say, hey guys, some terrible things happened which I didn't have acknowledgement, which was my terrible mistake. Please make sure that you weren't affected by this, and if you were, come out about it. It's all you needed to do, but you didn't.
My mods, well now, back then obviously it wasn't very sweet that they were offering to mod, because I did sadly get in some weird situations with moderators, which I didn't know about, but, my mods are not people that like I really pay, which I'm sorry if that sounds bad, like if you're like, you should be paying mods, but on Twitch, I'm not the only streamer where it's like, you know, people that I may have been modding, at least like in the beginning, I didn't even like know some of them very well.
Now I fully understand that Eugenia has had to deal with so much on the internet in the last few years, so much hatred, and so much people like Onision constantly basically making fun of her and pretending to care about her. I fully understand that. But surely you knew in 2018 that there are dark people on the internet, especially on Discord. None of this is exactly a CSI level operation. All you needed to do was do a background check. You didn't, and now there is this common recurring pattern of dangerous people in your Discord. At this point, I would just suggest shutting down the Discord. That would be my personal advice to basically put out the safety of your audience. And maybe in the future, make an 18+ Discord. It might help out. That's my genuine advice here. But then again, Eugenia goes to claim that she didn't know about another situation happening in the same Discord.
Apparently, there was a moderator in my Discord like telling people tips about like thigh gaps or things like that. I also just want to be clear that I didn't even know that was going on. Like, that's new to me. That is like new news to me. I had no idea anyone was doing that, and that moderator, I think, like, must have been another moderator from at a time where I was really desperate for like moderators. And that was another thing that happened. When I set up my Discord server, there was people posting terrible stuff in my Discord server.
Again, I'm confused, because if Eugenia was aware that people were posting terrible stuff in the Discord, then why did she not think about doing further background checks on new moderators? In my opinion, if your server's a hellfire and you're bringing in moderators to put out that fire, you should do checks on them to make out that they're not only going to extend the fire. I'm not a 5,000 IQ person, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a physicist, but it's so simple. As much as I have felt bad for Eugenia and still feel bad for her to do with certain situations, in my opinion, she's handling this situation awfully. It seems like she is playing the victim, and I just don't get how these things were going on in her server for so long. I read that there were people in this Discord with disgusting political ideologies as well, and the extent of this just gets worse and worse and worse. Eugenia, I think you just need to step away from the internet for a while, collect yourself, and come back and talk about this in a genuine way. To conclude this video, this is an extremely delicate and dangerous situation, which has offered a lot of confusion for me personally. I don't understand how Eugenia didn't know that terrible things were happening when she claimed that she knew people were posting other terrible things in this server. It might have not been to that extent, but again, why were there no background checks? Why did you not check out who these people were, get their names, and just search them up? It would have took you 10 seconds and would have avoided all of this. At this point, the damage is done, and the only thing Eugenia can really do now is attempt to rectify that by helping out people who have been affected by this, and there is nothing really more I can say. I hope the people who have been affected truly do get the help they need, and that is the ending of this video. Thank you so much for coming along. If you're new to the channel, it's not usually this serious, but this has been a heavily requested topic, so I thought I'd come and speak about it, even though I am sweating buckets right now because of another heat wave in England. But that is the end of the video. video. Please go follow my social medias, inabber69 on Twitter, inabberxd, and also please do not forget to subscribe. Honestly, I'm trying to hit 600,000 by the end of the year, and you don't know how much it would mean to me if I hit that. Did I say year? I meant month. But that is the ending of the video. I'll see you in a more lighthearted one tomorrow, or maybe the day after. Peace out, people. Have a good day.